Hi, my name is Judy van Dijk and I'm a photographer based in Jeffreys Bay, South Africa. I've made a couple of videos and depending on how it goes, I'll make some more in the future. The first topic I want to address is retouching. This is something that a lot of photographers have trouble with. Either they don't retouch enough, or at the end the photo is over retouched. You can clearly see it's been retouched and the skin looks like plastic. For that reason, I thought we'll start with a tutorial on skin retouching and using frequency separation. Now what that does is it splits the image into two parts, texture and color. We work on the color and then add the texture back in. By retaining the texture and pores of the skin, the photo looks realistic and doesn't end up looking plastic. First things first, how to get the free action that I'm providing with this tutorial. If you are viewing this in YouTube, you can just go down to the description section below, click on that link, and it will take you straight through to the free download. If you are viewing this from anywhere else, you can go to facebook.com/Pxlart photography. You go to downloads and there you'll find the free action. To be able to download this action, you have to be a follower of Pxlart Photography on Facebook. I've opened this image in Photoshop and we're going to do some retouching using frequency separation. There's a couple of steps you have to follow to be able to do that. The first thing is to select your background and make two copies of that layer. The bottom one you're going to call low. This is going to be the color layer, and the top one we're going to call high. That is going to be the texture layer. You select the low, you go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Now you need to select anything between 2 and 4. The closer your subject is to the camera, the more you're going to need, and you want to blur that until you can't define the pores anymore. And for this one I would say more or less 4 is going to take us there. Okay, so there's our blurry layer. For the high we go to image, we go to apply image. The layers, you select low. Under channel, you keep RGB, you say invert, you go to add, scale to offset 0. You will always use the same configuration when you're doing this. Now, if you zoom in, this layer has only got the texture of the image, and this layer has got the color. Then if you select the high layer and you go to linear light, you've now reproduced the image, but you've split it into two layers. So if we switch that off, the color layer combined with the texture layer now gives you a reproduction of the complete photo, and you are now ready to begin with your editing. If you've downloaded the action that I'm giving away with this tutorial, the previous action is a lot easier. All you do is you go to your actions, you go down to Pxlart Retouch, you select frequency separation and you press play. It will stop to ask you the amount of blur. We set 4, and if you press OK, it will set up all your layers and do all the preparation for you, and you are ready to start editing your photo. The first thing I want to do to this image is tone down the highlights. To do that, I'm going to select the low layer. I'm going to go to my stamp tool. I'm going to select the darken mode. I'm going to use an opacity of about, let's make it 25, somewhere around there. I'm going to select a soft brush to do that. I'm going to zoom into the area. Now what darken is going to allow us to do is to only tone down the lighter pixels. So you go Alt, you select skin color you want to use, and then you softly start toning down the highlights on the cheeks. So after doing that, if we take a look at the result, this is what we've achieved. The next thing you might want to do when using frequency separation is to lighten under the eyes. Now, there's not a lot of work to be done here, but this is how you would do it. You would select the lower layer again, you would go to stamp, you would select lighten, 25 is still fine. You would then zoom in to the area you want to lighten. You use the stamp tool, press Alt. I'm just going to make the brush a little bit smaller, still using the same soft brush, and just getting in a little bit under the eyes there. Just to brighten that up a little bit. So once again, to view the results, if we zoom in, this is after, that's before. This is then the first step in retouching a portrait. Once you're happy with the color changes that you've done, if we look at the before and after, you can now select the two layers and Control E to merge them. Now you've got a before and after. Join me next time where we'll take the retouching of this image a bit further by adding contouring to this portrait. As you can see, before, after. Basically adding makeup in Photoshop to polish off this image. If you like this video, please follow us on Facebook to receive more videos, actions and tutorials like these.